Hello everyone, this is Lord Viren, and welcome to something a little odd. I'm going to be playing through the beta of Destiny and giving my thoughts on it. I've already played through it at least once, and it's going to be closing this Sunday. When I played it, I had a lot of thoughts and reactions that I wanted to share, so I decided to go ahead and get through this. So yeah, I've played through as one character already, the Hunter, and I'm going to play through as a different character, assuming it doesn't just automatically start me up in the Hunter, in which case I have to restart this whole thing. Nope. Okay, I'm going to create a new Guardian. So there's the Titan, which appears to be more of the physical sort of character, probably. I don't know, looks most comparable to a Spartan, because it's a Bungie game. The Hunter, which I approve of things like Gunslinger and Blade Dancer. I approve of this one because, one, it's the Sniper Scout class, and two, it reminds me actually a good bit of the Dark Tower, and probably a little bit of a Firefly sort of vibe going on there too. And then there's the Warlock, who is your magic user. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and... I'll probably go ahead and play as the Warlock, just because I've played as the Hunter, but nothing else, and I've heard good things about the Warlock. So, very basic character creation. You can't really edit your body, but you can edit everything about your head. So you can be human male, awoken male, exo male. Okay, so human, you got that face. Awoken, you got that face, which is, I guess, supposed to be like an elf or something. And Exo, I guess, is like an android? That's what I'm getting out of this. Oh, well, you can change your gender entirely. Actually, I'm kind of a fan of the Exo for this one. So I'm gonna keep that. Plus, it kind of lets me not have to suspend disbelief and everything for a bit. It doesn't really matter what the face looks like, I guess, because honestly... Although I will say, I do like that you can create an android-type character. I'm kind of a fan of this one. Okay, skin color. Okay. That's a little odd that you can completely change that, but okay. I'll do it. Ooh. Ooh. I think I'll go with that. Mouth color... Does it matter? Oh, that's actually pretty cool. But what about... I think I'll go with that. That looks cool enough. And then head feature... Ah, okay, this is the extra things on your head. Let's see. I didn't mess around with this one. I only did the human male for my first playthrough, because obviously I'm a human male. I don't know, maybe that's not so obvious. But... Well... I kinda like this one. And there's nothing wrong with that, it's kinda bug-like though. I guess I'll go with that one. And then... I guess make them match the color of the rest of my head. And then markings, I can put different markings on him. 7. I'm a little more inclined to put something on him because its face looks more like a helmet than the human, which has like tattoos. So it's kind of a little more interesting. I think I'll go with that. And maybe that, or maybe a darker color. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, sorry. Everything I do seems to have a really slow character creation part. Also, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to see if I can possibly edit it out. There's rain in the background. So, I should have subtitles on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let this play through.
We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever. Great cities were built on Mars and Venus. Mercury became a garden world. Human lifespan tripled. It was a time of miracles. We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars. But the Traveler had an enemy, a darkness which had hunted it for eons across the black gulfs of space. Centuries after our golden age began, this darkness found us. And that was the end of everything. But it was also a beginning.
Okay, so first off, I want to say that I do like the setup of the story. That said, well, more on that to come.
Is it possible? There you are. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost. And you, well, you've been dead a long time. So you're gonna see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still. Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move. Fast.
Alright, and that is the setup. So, first off, gotta say, beautiful game. It's not the most visually impressive game of all time, especially considering this is PS4 lead development, but it's just the right mix of arts and lighting and such to make it look beautiful, and I believe that this is going to be a game that's going to look good for many, many years to come, even as the developers unlock the potential of the PS4. So as you got from that, this is the PS4 version, and I've got a few disappointments with it. First off, they wanted to deliver this quote-unquote the same experience across all of the systems. This game is being simultaneously developed for the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PS3, as well as the PS4, with PS4 being the lead development. So they wanted to deliver the same experience across all consoles, and if you look at comparison shots, the PS3 and 360 versions do look worse than the PS4 version, but they have the same frame rate as well. Now, this is a game that looks like it would be pushing the PS3 or 360, even with slightly worse resolution and textures and such. And with that said, I really don't think there's that it's a good enough excuse to say that you want to deliver the same experience to everyone to make this game 30 frames per second on the PS4. It's a good-looking game, but it's not so good-looking that you have to sacrifice the frame rate on the PS4. And above that, I really don't like that deliver the same experience excuse either. Because, I mean, look at it. It's already going to be a better looking game on the PS4. Why you already bleh. They recently also gave the excuse that there's not going to be any cross-platform or cross-generation play between PS3 and PS4, Xbox 360 or Xbox One, or Xbox One and PS4. And their excuse for that was something like, we don't want people who have the more powerful consoles with the higher resolution to have that slight resolution advantage, which was also pretty much a bullshit excuse. So basically, Bungie, get off your asses and stop giving excuses for why you're not delivering a better looking game and better playing game. Now, again, I do like the setup here.
I found a rifle. Grab it.
It's a pretty game, and I think that it's going to hold up for years. I just wish that it was a higher frame rate, and I can kind of understand with Halo, you know, I guess it's one thing for Halo, but they really could have done better with that. Anyway, now that I'm done being a negative Nancy for now, I will say I do like the setup with the Fallen, and I do like this intro sequence. It's the only level in the demo you can't just replay with the same character, and as you can see, my battery is running low. I'll probably plug it in fairly soon, but I don't know, it's just, I'm a little disappointed that the game plays the way it does, at least for now. So yeah, so the Fallen, they come in the basic forms you can kind of think of as something like elites and grunts, except that in this game, the ones that would be the equivalent of grunts are a lot more threatening, and they're weaker than the dregs. That's what I'm talking about. The dregs are a lot weaker than the vanguards and such, and they die pretty quickly. But they also are more likely to run up to you and try to melee you, which does a good bit of damage. I said vanguard, didn't I? I meant vandal. Anyway, I haven't unlocked grenades yet, so I don't have grenades. If I even get grenades, actually, now that I think about it. But at its core, this is an FPS RPG. And the very first thing that should come to mind whenever I say that is Borderlands. So it's got loot and all that sort of stuff. But it's, I don't know. The loot's a lot less of a focus than in Borderlands, but it's still got a very Borderlands kind of feel to it.
Don't touch them.
I'd say the best way to describe it is Borderlands meets Halo. Now, apparently the special weapon for this class is the shotgun, which is kind of appropriate. You're not restricted to the weapon that your class starts off with, so you can equip sniper rifles and such if you are a Titan or whatever, I believe. If that's totally wrong, you'll have to excuse me. I actually haven't tried that out. But that's mostly because I prefer sniper rifles to shotguns That said, I am having a good bit of fun with this shotgun, even if it isn't. Yeah. So, left trigger brings up your zoom, which implies that there's not going to be any dual wielding in this game. Sorry guys, no dual wielding. Which is okay, I mean dual wielding is not the greatest thing anyway. It was just kind of a make you feel awesome at the expense of other things sort of feature. Anyway, so the enemies will occasionally drop 3 separate kinds of ammo, bleh, heavy weapon ammo, your regular weapon ammo, and your special weapon ammo. And I just remembered that I'm not playing the Titan, I'm playing the Warlock, so apparently the Warlock is what gets shotguns. I'm so smart at this sometimes. Now, first off, I will say this first level is much prettier than the other levels. Also, they just hit me with a grenade. And the gameplay should very much remind you of Halo more than Borderlands, at least for now, in terms of just everything that's going on. Let's see if I remember. Okay, yeah. So apparently the Warlock's melee is like a force push. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. But, with the Hunter, he uses his knife, and I don't know what the Titan does. Probably punches him or something.
Just a little bit further.
So,
There's something left out there.
they do something I think that's a pretty nice compromise between just outright telling you where to go and having you figure it out. You can press a button to bring up your ghost, which will bring up a waypoint, and it also points you in the right direction on your mini-map. But that also... that's something I'm going to have to bring up in a bit. This game follows a more mission-like structure than the more open Borderlands style.
This was an old Cosmodrome. There's got to be something we can fly out of here.
But that's not to say that... That's not to say that you can't... God, why can't I finish my thoughts?
Incoming.
That's not to say there aren't exploration levels. Like, there is something that'll let you explore. But, at least in this game...
Fallen ships this close to the surface. Move.
At least in this game, there's one place you can go to for, Why can't I finish my thoughts? There's one mission you can select that's basically an exploration type mission that lets you explore the entire Cosmodrome, which is all the areas that you get your missions from, and it's, yeah. So, I'd say this gameplay, honestly, it plays a lot like Borderlands, which played a good bit like an RPG Halo. So, that's really all I can say there, is that it plays like those, with, I think, the exception that class-specific weapons are not really a thing. Like, you get a starter weapon, but that isn't necessarily class-specific anymore. Or, with this, rather. Actually, no, in Borderlands there were no class-specific weapons, just class-specific supers, which is still a thing in this game, so... Anyway. So, there's also Shanks. Shanks are interesting enemies. It looks like the force push should do something other than just a single enemy melee, but whatever. I guess that would be a little unbalanced. They want it to be cool, but they don't want it to be completely unfair, I guess. Anyway, enemies, for the most part, are actually pretty good.
I'm picking up signs of an old jump ship. Could be our ticket out of here.
So, I do think that the enemies are pretty... I mean, they're not the smartest enemies in the world, but the ones that are there are pretty good for quenching that variety thirst. Alright. So, Vortex Grenade. I've unlocked a grenade. This will bring me to a complaint I have, though. The startup screen, because this game is always online, the the startup screen to upgrade and such is in real time. And one complaint is that the enemies in this game are pretty sparse, but if you don't know where enemies come from or where they are or when they can see you and start firing at you and such, they can actually attack you while you're upgrading stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of. Anyway, get this next set of dregs out of the way. Headshots do more damage as always, and whenever you kill them with a headshot, it makes their head explode. Now, because there's no blood, this is actually a T-rated game, surprisingly. I think everyone was pretty surprised by that. That's actually pretty cool. I gotta say, I'm a fan of that. I like it a bit better than the Hunter's incendiary grenade that he starts off with. So, there's the ship. And let's... oh, gotta clear out the Fallen. Of course. Including that guy. Who's our first Fallen with a shield. Okay. So before I get myself killed... I will say this one thing. This game actually does explain... It has like a story explanation, sort of, for respawning. Your ghost can revive you. And that's literally what they do at the very beginning, which is a very Dark Souls-esque sort of thing, is your ghost actually brings you back from the dead. Which is pretty cool. Where are you? Come on. There we go. And, yeah. But it's a very Dark Souls type thing where you play as a technically undead character the entire time.
It's been here a while. Hasn't made a jump in centuries. We're lucky the Fallen haven't completely picked it clean.
Will it fly?
I can make it work. Okay, it's not going to break orbit. It just might get us to the city. Now, about that transmat. Bringing you in. You can come back for them when you're ready. Let's get you home.
Okay. And then at the end of every mission, you get this sort of recap screen telling you everything that happened. And, yeah. And there's a mission summary screen that they don't outright show you, but, yeah. So, I'll see you guys in the next one, I guess, where we're going to be exploring the Central Hub City a little bit. So... yeah, I'll see you guys then.